Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle with Purposeful Happiness, and I wanted to show you my vintage Disney journal that I made. I made this one quite a while ago and had to go back and forth and put some new embellishments on it and change it up. If you can tell, I don't think you can tell, when you're holding the book up close, you can see that I used music paper behind on the bottom layer. And then I painted over it. It's a Small World is the back music paper. And then I used a somewhat opaque paint to go over the top and make this one. And then inked the edges. And of course this is just a little sculpting paste. I just made my own stencil and then put the sculpting paste on till it's not very thick. Almost like a die cut, but it is paste. It's held together with ribbon ties, and it is another book that's 5 3/4 across by 8 3/4, and approximately 200 pages in this book. And so we will get started. So when you first open the book, I always like to put pockets on my journal so that I can use them. Some Disneyland ephemera, some playing cards of the villains. And then here's the Cinderella, one of the original movie posters. And of course I tried to keep the paper within the same theme. And the map page, this page is not as important, but here we go. Here's the California Disneyland. And there's plenty of blank paper in here to add photos or journals or journal on it, whatever somebody would want to do. And here is a page from a vintage Mickey and Pluto book. More red. The Mickey Mouse March. And then this paper here has the history of Walt Disney on it and what the company has done. So you can either, you know, put a page over the top, add your own, or just leave it in the book as is. There's some lined red paper. And Walt Disney, of course. More lined paper. And here's the other side of that timeline for the Walt Disney Company. Music pages. And some Mickey paper. This was some Cricut paper that I found on sale and used it for the journal. And that was the other side of the map when I used California. So the patent office, and then some more ephemera, little sorry card, and a Disney list of what the prices are. And then this is a vintage piece. So I had so much fun. I found a coloring book where it looks like some small children had been coloring in it, and I just decided to take it out, add it to a journal card, and make it a tag. There's a lot of charm in preserving the image from that coloring book. And then a Disney World ticket. And then I just did a little snippet roll and included some fabric pieces that matched what I was doing with the book. Now this is an interesting piece. I have figured out how to make these charms out of the actual Disney pins, so that was such a fun addition to this book, and I just put it on an eyelet. And then we have the Disney Hits. This is where the music paper came from. More black paper, and here's a Disney digital print. Blank paper. Another part of the music book. And here's a piece of the vintage coloring book that I found. It's incredibly aged, and you know the paper isn't as great as you would want it to be if you're going to keep this forever, but it really was a fun piece to add into this book. additional pieces here. Another digital print of Mickey. And then we go to the back of that signature. And in here you see part of the snippet roll. I used Mickey Mouse and cut him out of a piece of fabric. So I cut him out and then added one of the pins. And I did not mean to pull that out. Whoops. But basically the Pinocchio poster is in here. Some journaling cards, can fold in half. And then we go to the princess section. And I used some wallpaper to go with the Cinderella and princess theme, as it seemed to suit this paper. So it's just out of a remnant wallpaper book. And then of course the Cinderella page. And some pink papers, and I just sewed the pages together. That's how I hinged it. More blank pages. More from the song book that I found. And it looks like I need to put something there, so that will be covered. But whenever you get these scrapbook papers, or sometimes they have these pieces, but I'm glad I went through this. I will fix that. Cinderella. And then here's the other side of that wallpaper page. And then Haunted Mansion and some lined papers here. Just tucked right inside. And that is the third signature. So here's the fourth. Mickey and Pluto for the cover page. Walt Disney digital stamp here. And I took a comic book and used the cover for inside of this section here with Donald Duck. More lined papers and blank papers. I really do put a lot of these in the books. So this one is folded over. Here is some vintage, I think there's just one, postcards from the Magic Kingdom. This says 1890 Steam Train offers Grand Circle tours. So that isn't it. And of course the Mickey Mouse Club. You can't do anything with that. And then a writing section. And just a regular stamp. And I just took a Mickey Mouse image and put it on both sides, and then decided to curl the ears up a little bit with it. So it's on about 67-pound paper to get the ears to stay, and it just folds and tucks right on top of the other pages. Uncle Scrooge. This is the back of that comic book. Another stamp. Oops, missed a couple pages, and I'm sure they're blank. There you go, some more writing. And just the definition of animation. The technique of photographing successive drawings or positions of puppets or models to create an illusion of movement when the movie is shown in sequence. Thought I would add that little piece in. And just a little fabric tab at the top. And here is the rest of the timeline. This goes to 2014. More blank pages, and some are, you know, really heavy pages, and others are really thin pages. So the weights all vary. A little bit of sewing down the page, and that's the Mickey section. And then I did a ruffle out of some of the old book pages, and then it's just a little piece of fabric attached. And here are some more journaling cards. And a large envelope on that side. And over here on this large paper clip is I think it's a mix and find or a match and find from a game board that I found. And I like to put these pieces so that you can take them out, so that if somebody, me, is writing, it doesn't interfere with my writing. Some more of the movie posters. Guest check, a little layaway tag. Just some random ephemera. 101 Dalmatians. And then I had a lot of fun with this. I don't know if you can see it. It is a shaker card. And it has the gang in it. And then I just have sequins and other pieces. And it just hangs off of the book. Oops. Like that. So for now, I just tuck it right back in. More blank pages. Just a digital stamp and some sewing. Scrooge. There's something about Walt Disney that just makes you smile when you're working in one of these books. Some more sewing and lined pages. 101 Dalmatians again. And then here is one of the back pages, and it just has additional pieces of ephemera in it. Has a vintage flashcard, a dot to dot, and can't remember where this one came from. Favorite stories, a little trading card. And I put a little booklet in the back for the extra paper. So quite a bit of journaling space. And in the end, here is Mickey. And what I really should put is the end in cursive here. So I may do that when I go to fix that other page. But that is the end of the Vintage Disney piece. Thank you for watching.